Welcome to the Anime Reviewers. I'm Matt.
I'm Zach. Today we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Episode 14, Kyoto Sister School Exchange Event, Group Battle 0.
This episode was really good. It was especially after having to wait a couple episodes after the break. Just a quick summary of it. You get Itadori gets revealed he's still alive. You meet all of the other students that are going to be participating in the event that they've been building up to.
The ones from Kyoto specifically. We've already met the ones from Tokyo.
Yeah. And then there's a really interesting interaction with all the teachers. And then the two principals come, and when the other principal, the old man principal from the Gakuganji, he orders all their other students to kill Itadori. And that's just like a small scene, and that's really...
But it's so good, though.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, as small as it is, it's also very important. And I also really enjoy, like, the Tokyo side of it. Like, their reaction to Itadori being alive was a lot of fun. Because, obviously, this is Itadori's return to Jujutsu Attack, and the beginning of the episode is mostly mundane, like talking stuff. We get a little bit with Geto, Mahito, and Gojo, which is Volcano Head, discussing a plan to get the Sukuna fingers that Jujutsu Attack has. So they're doing something in the background. Like, we only get like a brief discussion about, we're gonna go steal them, and that's where their conversation ends, their bit in the episode ends, and then it transitions into like Satoru, Nanami, and like Itadori talking, and Satoru is like, Itadori's like, I get to go back, this is great, let's just go say hi. And Satoru's like, no, you can't do this, it's borderline unheard of for a sorcerer to return from the dead. We have to do it in this grandiose surprise style, and and how it's going to lead to like solving it was either global warming or world hunger.
I think it was
global warming, and how his return is going to lead to that. There was such a grandiose guy.
Well, and Itadori kind of buys into it, so when he's about to reveal himself, he's like, they're going to be so happy to see me, they're going to be crying and all this, and then and then when he pops out, they're just mad at him.
Well, like, the three second years that we meet are just kind of in generic shock, but Fushiguro and Nobara are, like, angry with him.
Which even though I don't understand why Nobara is so attached to Itadori. I mean, I know she knew him a little bit, but the way they're treating it is like she was like best friends with this guy, and she's really sad when she just had one mission with him and was totally horrible to him for that entire length of the mission, and then he dies.
That is true, but I think part of it has to come down to the fact that, like, Fushiguro also had an attachment to him, and, like, when, like, in the episode where Itadori dies, when they're talking and stuff, we see Fushiguro and Nobara talking, and Nobara actually starts crying about it. So, like, as much as she treated him like garbage, like, he was still a person, he still had, like... So I get her being mad about it, because it's sort of one of those, like, you've been alive, but I shed tears for your death, which is also why they make him, like, it's very prevalent in Japanese culture, funeral frame. Like, Itadori has to hold it in front of his face for a while.
Yeah.
He's like, isn't this cruel? And she's like, nope. Yes. And again, he questions the panda that can talk, and no one explains it at all. But the reveal is also really funny, because the Kyoto school doesn't even care. Like, because Satoru gave him like souvenirs or something. They're all like paying attention to that. The only person that, other than obviously Satoru, the only person that cares that Itadori is still alive is Gakuganji at the reveal. He is the only one, and he's the only one to have any sort of reaction, and I love it. Because even the principal for Tokyo Jujutsu Attack, like, he's there, he just doesn't, he has no reaction. And we get the various team meetings, and Tokyo side is like, well, we didn't plan on having you, what can you do? And Itadori's like, I can punch and kick. But Maki's telling him that we already have enough of that on the team, and Fushiguro pipes up and says that if everyone from both the Tokyo school and Kyoto school were to fight Itadori without using cursed powers, Itadori would win that fight. Which Maki takes an actual interest in, because especially since Fushiguro has fought Toto, which is Kyoto school's big powerhouse. He's essentially the Itadori of that school. Not in the sense of what he is, but like just that physical powerhouse.
Yeah.
So for someone that's fought Toto to go, this person would win that fight, is a big deal. And then on Kyoto's side of things, there's a meeting, we get to see their meeting, and it's Gakuganji telling the students they need to kill Itadori,
Itadori's not a person. Like, right now, yes, he's technically just a first year, but that's only because he's in control of his body. If Sukuna takes possession, like, you need to kill him. And there's only 2 students that we see in there have reservations about it. One is Toto, and he's very vocal about it. And he's like, don't order me around. Don't tell me what to do. Like, you do this again, I'll kill you. If you guys want to plot and connive and basically do all these, like, backroom shady things, like, you can do what you want, leave me out of it, is essentially like what it boils down to him for him. And then the only other person we see that actually has reservations about it is Miwa, but hers are all in her own head. She makes a couple of comments like, is it necessary for all of it? Like, she's making innocent enough claims.
I really like the thought she has of, is it right to kill him because all his friends just lost him?
Yeah.
And now he's back. Like, and I really like that. Like,
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, and it's just showing the different nature of all the characters.
Yeah.
Because, like, the lead, like, everyone else is just all gung-ho about it. Like, if principal's telling us to murder this kid, let's just murder him.
And that's especially true for one of the Kyoto third years, Kamo Noritoshi, because we find out that his family lineage is one of, like, the major players in the sorcerer world. I think he's one of the it's either 3 or 4 major families.
I thought it was 4.
I think it is 4, but I can't remember. Like, it's 3 or 4. But he's all gung ho for it because, like, to him, leaving this half-wit at Jujutsu is a stain on the sorcerers, sort of like how they should operate, I guess, is sort of the takeaway on that one. This episode kind of reminds me a little bit of Boredom from the episode back, in the sense that, like, they could definitely cover completely different topics, but in the sense that, like, the episodes prior to this were build to a conclusion of a particular arc, and then, like, for the first one, it's basically Itadori's intro, then Boredom happens, then we get sort of the intro to Mahito arc and Junpei, and now we're getting this, which is introing the next arc, which is the exchange event between the 2 schools. So it makes sense why this one is a little bit slower paced and not such a... This is setting the framework for what's coming, which, like I said, is what kind of reminds me of Boredom. Boredom had some framework stuff to what was coming. This has framework for what's coming, and I enjoy the fact that they're doing it that way. Like, nothing really feels like it's coming out of place or anything like that.
Well, that's something I'm really enjoying in the show, is the pacing of the show, where you'll have, like, really intense action, minor scuffles, and just basically the establishment and experience of the characters. Like, they're as much the entertainment part as opposed to, like, even though I think this guy's cool, I don't really care about his pride or his morals or any of this. Like, these characters are, like, genuinely interesting characters that are being developed as characters, and you're discovering them that way as opposed to just, like Bleach.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. The pacing for the show is stellar. And as always, the animation for the show is stellar. Like, and everything from like the mundane episode that this is to even the action scenes that we've seen in, you know, previous episodes. Even the previous episode with the fight with Mahito, where that was highly stylized. Like, the animation for this whole thing is amazing through and through. The only thing I will say, though, is as a critique, especially for this basically second half of the first season, is that the opening for this one and the ending for it, I prefer the first half so much more.
Oh, 100%.
I preferred the visuals for it, because, like, the visuals in the first opening is everyone in shadow stepping into light, whereas in this one, it's a lot of people, like, everyone's still in shadow, or it's like almost like twilight. It's unclear whether it's like dawn or dusk, but it's sort of that twilight hour. And we're seeing a lot of the villains in light more so than we are seeing the heroes. And then in regards to the outro, I just felt the outro for the first one was a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable. The outro for this one, like, it's fine, but it really is just like, kind of reminds me of like those home movies you take with your friends when you go on vacation, where you're all at the beach or something like that. It's fine. It's cool.
It's a typical anime where the other one
But,
had like the real, like, it's kind of like an iPod commercial.
Yeah, I think it's kind of why, because it was so different, like, what I'm used to seeing.
And the biggest thing for me that I really enjoyed about the original intro in comparison to the new intro is the song. The first part of the season's song, way better really set a good tempo and feeling for what you're experiencing, to where the second half of the first season it's not good in my opinion. Like, it's good musically and all that other stuff, but it's not good.
It's not amping you up the same way the first one.
Yeah, I don't look forward to the show like I did the first ad.
Oh, you still do.
Well, no, I mean, I'm talking about just when you're hearing the song. And I'm like, I didn't even watch the credits for this one. Like, I literally fast forward through, because as soon as it went, it didn't have anything that caught me. So as soon as the credits rolled, I just went right to see if there was any kind of ending part.
So that'll be it from us. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And hit that bell icon for notifications. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Links in the description down below.